Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my Health Chronicles Weight Loss Surgery Edition. So welcome back guys. If you're new here, welcome. And just to briefly recap, Health Chronicles is something I started maybe a little over 2 years ago, just to kind of like chronicle my journey with health. Talk about the things that I think that within the plus community sometimes we're fearful of talking about because we worry about stigma, and creating a safe space to discuss and explore our health, especially coming from the side of being a larger body in the healthcare system. So probably around last year, probably between September, October, somewhere in there, November, I decided to move ahead with weight loss surgery. And what it is I need a hip replacement. In order to get a hip replacement, I have to be a certain size. Long story. And it's somewhere on my blog. You guys can check that out at www.apyoungblog.com. That being said, to get to that weight the fastest way possible, obviously would be weight loss surgery. But prior to starting that journey, I had already started my own personal journey with weight loss, intentional weight loss, by changing up how I was eating, more so focusing on how foods made my body feel, and of course incorporating exercise into my routine daily. And that consists for me of cycling of some sort, or recumbent cross training for 30 minutes a day, to help combat, heart health. I know that at my size that puts me at risk, or more at risk, for certain ailments, and I felt like I have enough under my belt. I don't need to add any more. Let me see what I can do to make my body feel better. So that's really what kicked off my journey towards weight loss surgery. So part of the requirements for me to have weight loss surgery, specifically the VSG, which is the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, I needed to reach a certain BMI. In addition to, going to nutrition visits, I had 6 visits that were required by my insurance. I had to get a clearance from the doctor, things like that. I had to get a clearance for mental health, stating that I was mentally equipped and emotionally equipped to deal with such a major surgery, because people truly discount how your relationship with food will change and what kind of impact that will have on your life. So as I mentioned, I have to have a BMI, a specific BMI, and that BMI for me is 60. So BMI is body mass index, and although it's an archaic form of measuring the health or fat of somebody's body, either way, doctors still use it, and 60 is what's considered safe zone. And apparently the larger you are, the more risk you are at for complications with surgery, which I totally understand. I've had a C-section, I've had 3, so I know where the concern stems from with larger bodies, and I wasn't really surprised by it. I just felt like I gotta do what I gotta do, right? So starting out this journey, I was at my highest 495, and over the last however many months since September, I've fluctuated anywhere between 440 and 470 with weight gain and weight loss. I'm also combating hypothyroidism, I got stuck there, and medication changes, and that impacts hormones in a huge way, which also affects my weight gain and weight loss. Add in depression, and I shared here on my page and on my blog about gaining weight during COVID, and spiraling into emotional eating there briefly. So I really had to regain my composure. So currently I'm sitting at 450, between 450 and 455. My weight kind of fluctuates back and forth. And here's the deal. In order for me to reach the BMI of 60, I have to be 400 pounds. So there's a few ways for me to look at that. Initially, yesterday when I went for my last nutrition visit, and she's like, you have everything you need, but they're not going to move ahead with surgery until you hit that BMI. I felt a sense of rejection. I won't even lie. I was like, the reality is, I kind of knew it was a possibility. I just felt like, well, I'm showing that I can do the work. I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to, so maybe they'll let it slide. But this is not something that this particular hospital is willing to compromise on. And it's been suggested to me, go somewhere else, do somewhere else. But Most hospitals don't want to operate if you are above a BMI of 60, and that's understandable. And I'd rather deal with a hospital who's really going to take into consideration risk factors when dealing with me and my health. That's important to me. I want to survive my surgery. So one of the things that I completely appreciate about my nutritionist is that she is not numbers driven. She is very much about intuitive eating and learning how to eat for your conditions in your body. And so she expressed her discomfort with wanting to put me on a restrictive diet, so to speak, and trying to reach a certain number, because she understands that for someone who has a history with an eating disorder like I do, that can send me spiraling. So she's like, I need to know what you're comfortable with. And I just told her basically, like, this is how many calories I consume in a day on average. And so this is how restrictive I can feel comfortable going. And she was willing to work with that. And even though I was technically at my last visit, she's like, listen, would you like to continue working with me? She's like, if you want to check in once a week so we can tweak what you're eating, how you're eating, and adjust things that we need to till you reach your goal. She's like, would you like to do that? You can share your MyFitness food journal with me and we can go from there. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely would. I need the support right now. Part of me feels like I want to get it done, as soon as possible, namely because, I obviously want my hip replaced, but more so insurance. All right. So like, I want to do this before my deductible, restarts at the top of the year and I'm having to pay more money for surgery. So on the flip side of that, a million things went through my head all at once. Like, I was thinking, like, should I go ask my doctor for weight loss medication? Like, should I do something drastic? And those thoughts were so fleeting because I'm like, no, this is the exact opposite of the diet culture that you're trying to unlearn. Like, this can't be a rushed job. If you have to wait longer, you just gotta do it. I'm more concerned with my health. This whole journey with my body and with my health has been eye-opening in ways that I did not expect over the last year or so. And because of that, I want to maintain that focus on my health. And it's way too convenient and too easy to say, hey, listen, can I get some pills to drop this weight or this, and then be creating an unhealthy mindset in the process, and also becoming dependent on something to help me lose weight quicker, when I need to just let my body do what my body's going to do. I lost a significant amount of weight. I lost max throughout this journey 60, somewhere at like 45 now total, with the weight gain back. And it's like, your body still dropped a massive amount of weight, and you plateau sometimes after that. Your body catches a rhythm, and that's fine. The weight will come off. However, the long it's going to take for it to come off. I need to keep my focus on what matters, which is how my body feels and how I feel mentally and emotionally in this process. Things I mentioned yesterday was the difficulty that it takes to unlearn diet culture, which is this, phenomenal mass indoctrinated culture of ours where thin is beautiful and starve yourself until you're happy, and undoing all these ideologies that have been ingrained in me since I was a child, and even about how I view my body and the commentary on my body that I give myself, while at the same time learning that I still need to eat the things that are proper for my body. I can't always have the cookie, even though I may want it, because my body is going to react. And that's one of the things that I feel like has been the most complicated part of this journey, especially being in the plus community and having a platform in the plus community where there's such a division about health. There are some who are radically against any type of weight loss talk and any type of exercise talk, or even showing it because you don't want to be perceived as the good fatty who's trying to appease the small people. And then there's the extreme other end where you've got fat people who really totally hate their bodies and hate living in it and want to be thin and beautiful so bad just to be accepted. And I don't subscribe to either one of those things. I feel like I've had moments where I've experienced emotions on both ends of the spectrum. But for me, my journey is about finding balance in my life. Like, I want to talk about health. I want to get health savvy because having experienced chronic illness and things that have affected my health, it has totally changed my view of the things that I thought I knew. And I'm learning new things and unlearning old things. And part of that process means that there will be weight loss. Do I want to be super thin? No. My target weight is probably not what somebody else's target weight would be, but like, I'm cool in the 200s. Like, I am completely satisfied there. I've been in that weight range before. That is my goal. And I don't need anybody else to agree with it. My surgeon agrees with it. Like, I'm not looking to be ultra thin. I'm looking to be comfortable in my body. I'm looking to be comfortable with the weight that I carry so that it doesn't tax when I get a new hip. And that, I can live a little bit longer. I will never tell anybody else what their target weight should be or how much they should weigh. I don't think it's as simple as that. I think everybody's genetics plays a part in their bodies and their health and what your body can sustain. There are people who I hear crying all day long about being in the 300s, but when I was at 300 pounds, I was very mobile, very active, and content with how my body looked. That's not for everybody. So I never come here to tell people how they should look at their bodies, their weight, or their health. It is between you and your healthcare team. The things that I talk about here, and I'm sharing along my journey about my body and what my body is going through. So when I share these things, I never want anybody to feel like I am telling you one way or another. That is not it. So yeah, while I felt a little deterred yesterday, I feel a lot better about it today. And I'm gonna come here and update you guys as things are going as I get closer to an actual surgery date. But to anybody who is considering weight loss surgery, I see so many people go through the process and it's like boom, 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 they're in and they're out. If you are my size and this is something that you are facing personally, I would say do the work now. Start working towards it. If you have the idea that you want to go through with weight loss surgery, kind of know what you're up against. What you see on my 600-pound life is not necessarily accurate, but some of that information is very true. So be prepared for that, and be prepared to do the work mentally and emotionally as well, because it impacts every facet of your life when you make the decision to go ahead with weight loss surgery. So that's it, guys. I've vented, I've shared, and I'll be back. I don't know how long, when there's something major to update you guys in terms of this VSG journey, I absolutely will. I thank everybody for their encouraging words and thoughts and prayers. And I will see you guys next time.